Capture. The first thing Zyratal felt was pain. Not the sharp, clean pain of a blade or energy discharge, but the dull, echoing ache of restraints biting into her wrists and the slow thrum of an unfamiliar engine vibrating through the floor beneath her. Her eyelids fluttered open, and harsh, white light stabbed at her compound eyes. She hissed instinctively, baring the small, crystalline fangs that marked her as Varelian, a species feared across 3 spiral arms. "Easy," a deep voice said. Zyra froze. The voice was wrong. Too low, too smooth. No harmonic overtones. No pheromonal undertones. It wasn't Varelian, nor any allied species she recognized. Human. Her heart slammed against her ribcage. Humans were not subtle predators like the Carson, nor elegant killers like the Volari. Humans were something worse. Unpredictable. Violent. Efficient. Stories of them spread through the outer systems like ghost tales. Worlds burned not out of malice, but necessity. Enemies annihilated because diplomacy failed once. And now one stood over her. He was tall, even by human standards, broad-shouldered, with dark hair tied back and a scar cutting through one eyebrow. His eyes, forward-facing predator eyes, watched her closely, not with hunger, but with assessment. Zyra struggled against her restraints, mandibles flaring. "If you are going to kill me," she snapped in broken trade tongue, "do it quickly." The human blinked. "Kill you," he repeated. "Why would I do that?" Her breath stuttered. "I am Varelian. Your species has standing kill orders against my kind." "That's not true," he said calmly. "We have containment protocols." "Big difference." She laughed bitterly. "You cage what you plan to dissect." The human sighed and crouched to her level. "Name's Captain Aaron Hale, United Terran Expeditionary Fleet. You were pulled from a wrecked skirmisher drifting near our patrol route. You were bleeding out. You should have let me die." "Yeah," he said. "But I didn't." Zyra stared at him, her terror sharpening into confusion. Humans did not rescue enemies. They eradicated threats. And Varelians were always threats. Too, the monster humans feared. Zyra was not a civilian. She was a shadowbound, an elite operative bred and trained by the Varelian Dominion to infiltrate, sabotage, and assassinate. From the moment she hatched, her purpose had been clear: survival through dominance. The Dominion had taught her that humans were the apex killers of the galaxy. They had no natural weapons, no claws, no venom, no psychic lattice, but they compensated with ingenuity and ruthless resolve. Humans did not fight fair. They fought to win. So when her covert vessel was ambushed during a failed extraction and human ships appeared out of hyperspace, Zyra had activated her self-destruct sequence without hesitation. Better oblivion than capture. Yet here she was, alive. Over the next few cycles, she learned more unsettling truths. They fed her properly. Nutritious compounds synthesized to match her biochemistry. They treated her wounds with care, sealing a plasma burn along her thorax that would have crippled her for life. And they did not interrogate her. Captain Hale visited occasionally, asking neutral questions: how she was healing, whether the restraints caused pain, if the lighting hurt her eyes. It made her skin crawl. "You are weakening me," she accused him one day. "Softening me before execution." He leaned against the bulkhead, arms crossed. "Zyra, if we wanted you dead, you wouldn't be conscious. Or breathing. Then why keep me?" "Because," he said slowly, "you're not the monster we were told you were." Her mandibles twitched. "You know nothing of what I've done." "I know you tried to blow yourself up rather than be taken," Hale replied. "That tells me you were scared." She recoiled. "Fear is irrelevant." "No," he said quietly. "Fear is human. and apparently, Varelian too. 3. Between enemy lines. The Terran vessel TSS Resolute was a warship, but not the cold, sterile kind Zyra expected. Crew members laughed in corridors. Music, raw, rhythmic noise, echoed through maintenance phase. There was chaos, but it was alive. She observed them from her containment chamber, cataloging weaknesses out of habit. Humans bled easily. Their bones fractured under sufficient force. Their reflexes were slower than hers. Yet they trusted one another with frightening ease. Trust was a weakness in Varelian doctrine. Captain Hale ordered her restraints reduced after a week. "You're insane," she told him flatly. "I could kill you in under 4 seconds. Probably," he admitted. "But you haven't. Yet." He smiled faintly. "Then I'll take my chances." The first time she was allowed into the corridor, flanked by armed Marines, every muscle in her body screamed danger. Humans stared, not with hatred, but curiosity. A young technician waved awkwardly. Zyra didn't know what to do with that. "You're not afraid of me," she said to Hale as they walked. "I am," he answered. "I just don't let fear decide who deserves dignity." That sentence lodged itself painfully in her mind. For the truth she carried, the Dominion would not forgive her capture. If they knew she lived, they would send hunters, not to rescue her, but to erase her before secrets spilled. Zyra carried strategic data embedded in her neural folds, fleet positions, invasion timetables, bioweapon sites. Humans would kill her if they knew. She was certain of it. So when Hale finally asked, "What were you doing out there alone?" she lied.
"Scouting," she said.
He studied her for a long moment. "You're terrible at lying." Her heart stuttered. "I know you're carrying something," he said. "And I know you think telling me will get you killed." She tensed, ready to strike. "But it won't," Hale continued, "because killing you would be the easy choice. And humans, we try to do better than easy." The restraint in his voice broke something in her. Against every instinct, Zyra told him everything. The coming Dominion offensive. The human colonies marked for eradication. The bioweapon designed to sterilize entire biospheres. She waited for rage. For violence. Hale closed his eyes instead. "Thank you," he said hoarsely. "That probably just saved billions of lives." "You're not going to kill me?" she asked, disbelief shaking her voice. "No," he said. "But we're going to stop them." The fire and choice, the Dominion struck sooner than expected. Varelian war forms emerged from fold space like living nightmares, organic hulls shimmering with adaptive armor. The Resolute was caught at the edge of the incursion. Battle stations, alarms blared. Zyra watched from the command deck, horror and guilt twisting inside her. "My people are coming, and they will kill them all." Hale turned to her. "I could lock you down," he said. "No one would blame me." She met his gaze. "Or you could trust me." Seconds ticked by. "Uncuff her," Hale ordered. The crew stared in shock. Zyra moved like living lightning, interfacing with human systems, translating Varelian tactical signals, predicting maneuvers before they happened. She fought against her own people, every strike a betrayal that burned her soul. A Dominion strike team boarded the Resolute. Zyra faced them in the corridor, her former squad. "Step aside," their leader hissed. "You are compromised." "I am choosing," Zyra replied. They attacked. She fought with everything she was, not as a shadowbound, but as herself. When it was over, she stood alone among the fallen, trembling. Hale found her there. "You okay?" he asked softly. She looked at her bloodied hands. "I thought you would kill me." He shook his head. "You saved my ship. I betrayed my species." "You saved mine," he said. "That matters." 6. Aftermath. The battle ended in human victory, aided by the intelligence Zyra provided. The Dominion offensive collapsed under preemptive strikes. Zyra was offered asylum. It terrified her. "I have no place," she told Hale as they watched stars drift past the viewport. "My people will hunt me forever." "Then stay," he said. "With us." She studied him. "Why?" He smiled slightly. "Because you're more than what you were made to be." For the first time in her life, Zyra believed that might be true. 7. The ending. She was completely wrong years later. Zyra stood on a human colony world beneath an open sky, the sun warm against her carapace. Children, human children, ran past her without fear. Some waved. She waved back, awkwardly. She was no longer a weapon, no longer a shadow. She was an ambassador, a bridge between enemies who had learned, slowly, painfully, to choose something better. Captain Aaron Hale stood beside her, older now, lines etched by time and war. "You still think I was going to kill you?" he asked with a teasing glint. She allowed herself a rare, genuine laugh. "Yes, I was certain of it. And I was completely wrong," she said. Above them, human and Varelian ships shared the same sky. And for the first time in galactic history, fear was no longer the beginning of the story, but the thing they had finally left behind.